I guess we're going to pick up where we left off last time and just go from there, right? Yes? No?
Let's do it.
All right, cool. Let me share my screen. I was looking at where we left off. Oh, yeah, we need to pick some music, too. What music we need to pick? We can do this time, non-copyright music. We need to do, let's do some more Mozart. Why not, right? He's a great guy. The best of Mozart. Okay. Too loud? Good?
It's beautiful.
Okay. Let me post a link in the master. Get some people in here. One in, kiddos.
Josh, after you do that, could you like just real quick recap where we are and what we still have to build?
Yeah.
Like just at the high level, like what pieces are there and what we need.
Okay, so far we have the case for what the user enters, whether they want to start the game or to end it. We put that inside a switch statement. We now have this initialize with pretty much everything we should need from the game class. We have the get game state. We're returning current state, but what I think we talked about last time is it would be better to just return an object that contains everything that we need instead of just this current state. So the object would be a container for I think get current state, and potentially number of guesses left and all that other stuff. I'm kind of iffy on that. Then we need to do the logic for the make guess function, right? So that's everything that's going to entail in that is going to be the user's going to be prompted with the length of the word printed out in underscores, right? Then when they guess the right letter, one of the letters is the underscore. One of the underscores. So let's say one of the letter is let's say the word is apple, right? And they guess A. Then the first underscore would no longer be underscore. It would print out A, and then we would do the rest of the back end to like, I guess, accommodate for that. And let's just say they also made a wrong guess. Then we have to decrement number of guesses left by 1, and then we're going to let them know that they have that many guesses left, and then we're going to either have to print out like part of the hangman that's hung. So I guess first we can print out these two, and we can print out the head, and then the arms, the legs, whatever. We have to have 7 guesses. I think that's what we decided on, right? Yes, 7. Because we're not going to count the rope and the prop or whatever. But we can kind of touch on that whenever we get to it, not to be too complicated about it. Also, we have the play here. And so we're going to need to do the logic for that. We should maybe change this to a while loop. This here is going to make a call to the make guess function. And then the make guess function is going to do its logic. Okay. Then we need some logic for the win function and the def function. These are probably going to be super easy, maybe like 2 lines of code each. Not too entirely sure what we're going to do for that, because basically we want the user to be able to have the choice to exit or play the game again if they win or lose, right? So I think the logic on these is going to be the exact same. And yeah, that's pretty much where we left off at. Capiche?
Solid, dude.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to think of what we should work on first. I'd like to finish this first, and then we can do the make guess logic. For as far as the play function goes, I don't know if this is going to do much other than just like, if we're going to grab the state from here, okay? And so we remember we had these like this map, these key value pairs of guess when die, right? Where the key is a string and the value is also a string. So if we're checking, and also yeah, the state is going to be automatically guess anytime that we start the game out, right? So we're going to pass the state over to the play function, to that state variable. And if the state is equal to guess, then we're going to make a call to the guess function. And yeah. So I guess we can just do that call. I guess we can wrap this in a while loop later. I don't know. Does this need to be in a while loop now? What you think, baby? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? No. Okay. Then let's just. I think I was having a syntax problem with this. I don't know if you can. Can we call make guess like that? Actually, you know what? We should be able to use debuggers now because the only problem that we had with the debugging tool was because it couldn't handle input, right? So as long as we're not debugging this part right here, it should be good. So I guess first, let's try to run this, and I'll throw a debugger here, and here, and then I guess right here. And if I can remember how to run this, let's see. Start debugging. It's doing something. Okay, so why did it freeze on there? Should have frozen. What's going on here? What in the hell is going on here? Maybe just plus play button. Yeah, begin game's not available. Why did it start at? Is it because I put that through that debugger in here and it just decided to start there? It's retarded. So I want to debug local file.
Yeah, so you put a breakpoint on the line where you're defining a function, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you may not necessarily hit that breakpoint when you actually invoke the function, but only when the function loads, basically, right?
Yeah.
So it's loading your class and it's loading any arbitrary code in that class, including function declarations. So because
shouldn't this have gotten hit first though?
Did you have a breakpoint on it?
No.
So there you go.
But if it was just like, if I was just debugging something in regular Visual Studios and I was debugging, like I put 3 debuggers in one class, and let's just say it was like a function down here, and then this function didn't get called until,
sure. So you may, what I'm saying is you may not have actually called the play function when your program was running, but you loaded it, right?
Okay.
So I'm saying it's the fact that, so Ruby is loading your class, your CLI class, and it's loading up everything you're declaring inside of there: function, variable. So it looks like if you put a breakpoint like on line 36, for example, it's going to break as it loads that function.
Okay.
Not when it's actually running the function. Kind of like a variable declaration, right?
Why is it
Yeah.
Why is it that it works like that? Okay. So it loads all the functions first. Isn't that different from everything else?
How so?
I mean, let's just say you have like a C#, couple classes C#, right? And then you have 30 debuggers and like some other functions, and those functions don't get called in method main. And
it's not about which functions get called. So before any functions, including an initialize function, gets called on a class, Ruby has to load up each of these class methods. Okay. That's a step, right?
Okay. Well, then I'll throw the debugger in here, and then I'll throw the debugger on the play call.
Yeah.
So that should work. So let's see. Let me actually kill this guy.
So it could be that, as far as Ruby's concerned, declaring or like putting in a method body for your class is kind of like an expression. It's something that gets evaluated, so to speak.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay.
I'm guessing, but.
Okay. So I guess it would kind of be like modules, right?
So it's like, imagine you have a piece of code and just like a function, and inside of that code, you declare some variables. A equals 1, B equals 2, return, right?
Yes.
You can put a breakpoint on A equals 1 and it's going to break there because Ruby's evaluating expression. So it could be that def play is the same thing as var A, right?
Okay.
So you haven't called the function yet, but you're declaring it. You're giving it a body.
Okay. All right, let's try this then. Start debugger. It still stops on.
Yeah, it stops on play because it's always going to load the entirety of your class. So for example, try putting a breakpoint on line 11 and line 5.
Okay. Stop that then. Did I not put one? Oh, I didn't put one at the beginning of that. Okay. Yeah, put one on 12. You right.
Bam.
Okay,
So you
cool.
hit 5, you'll probably hit 11, and then you'll hit the one by play. I'm guessing.
Okay, so let's go that. Yep.
There you go.
Why is there no output? Are they doing
Are
this?
you expecting output?
Yeah, if this got executed, this puts
No. So initialize game, it hasn't run yet. It's just the function got loaded.
Okay. So let's
Nothing's run yet.
Let's step through it all the way then.
So it's gonna jump back to initialize as the first function that gets invoked. So if you put a breakpoint inside, like on line 6 or 7, that's the first breakpoint you should hit after it loads up each of these class methods. And then it's going to break on line 12 inside of initialize game, because that's going to get called, right?
Yes. Looks like it's stuck.
Yeah, well, you have line 22, right? Where you have the gets call.
Yeah.
So if that runs, that's where you lose your debugger.
So can we not just throw a debugger in play and run the project, and then it'll only debug when we get to play?
What I would do here is I would temporarily remove this begin game bit, like comment it out, basically assume that whenever someone runs this program, they want to play.
Okay. Let's see that. That's a pain.
Yeah, it's not great, but you have to avoid any of those gets calls for the time being.
Yes. So, okay. Then, am I okay to run it now, just like this? With these debuggers in here? Let's see.
Yeah, so like you can throw a breakpoint on line 27 if you want. Just so everybody can see where play is getting called.
Okay. Start debugging. Okay, play. F5. It's thinking. Yes, no, maybe so. Wait, I think it ended. What? What? Oh, no. Okay. Play. Can we
do step into.
Okay. Let's step into.
Okay.
Die. I mean, dude, I'm just willing to suspect that this whole debugger for this thing is just absolutely fucked, just like it was last time.
Did it stop?
Yeah, it just stopped. This, what? How do you, okay. All right, you know what? We're just going to do it old school then. That's fine. Whatever. Sorry, guys. Got overzealous. Thought we could do something that we can't do. Let me see. Back to the good old trusty command prompt. That'll never, ever, ever hurt our feelings or lie to us or steal from us. Let's see. It's in workspace. Yeah. And then it's called hangman. And we got a source. Let's see. dir. Not dir. Okay. CLS, and let's Ruby. CLI.rb. Okay. Welcome to Hangman. Please type enter to continue. So we're going to type enter. Let's get started. Okay. Here's our first error, and it's probably because play undefined method. Yeah, that's because trace back to from main. Okay, so 70 and 27. 27 is the call to play. Okay, and then we have a error in 70. CLI initialize game. No, that wasn't aired out. So is this now why would it say undefined method current state? Okay. So yeah, that's what I wanted to check. I wanted to check and debug that and make sure that that was I wanted to make sure that that was what we were expecting it to be, but it looks like it's not. So it's not a method, obviously. So I guess it's a wrong. No method error. Okay. Is it because current state? First, we were trying to get it by accessing it like that, right? So the instance of the game, that current state, but we don't need that anymore. We should just be able to say .get game state. That should just return it to us anyway, but I wonder why the other way didn't work. So let's see. Enter. Let's get started. Okay. And then I guess I called that place. Let's put this current state out. Let's do this. Puts state. Okay, now let's clear that and run that again. Enter. Guess. Okay, so we're getting the right state from that method, right? So the getter works. But why did just setting it equal to the? So if I did state 2, state 1 equals at game dot current state. Shouldn't that have came to us since it's in that initialize function? It worked, right?
You misspelled state, Josh. On state 1.
Oh, saute,
baby. Saute that bitch. Oh. Sorry, Josh.
Yep, there you go. Demonetized.
I cuss, guys.
My 4 pennies, dude. Fuck.
Bro, we made it like 10 minutes. That's like a record.
It was a matter
Josh,
of time.
Do you remember last stream when we were looking at attribute accessors?
Yeah, we removed it, didn't we?
Yeah, and we did. So as far as we're concerned, that at current state isn't publicly available as a readable, writable field.
Right. You're right. Perfect. Thank you. I forgot about that. Okay. And then we have current state. Let's make a call to state make guess. So then I guess this function gets called and this function gets called and nothing. Just to make sure that this function gets called, we put a puts in here. This is so dumb that we have to like do this, but don't worry. This function did get called, buddy. All right, let's try that.
I'm worried, man.
Me too.
I'm pretty worried.
Boom!
Here.
Nice, it's there.
Don't worry, buddy. We got it. We got it. It's pretty sick.
Still in the game.
Yes.
Triple kill.
Okay, so now we know that function's getting called, right? But keep that puts in there, dude. We're gonna have to just like put puts everywhere to like keep track of all this shit. Dude, that's so stupid.
Going back to basics, bro.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in my freshman year again.
I feel like a script kiddie.
Dude, check out this super bougie water I got. Called Path Water.
I see that.
$1.49, dude, and it says
What
purified water, pH balance plus electrolytes for taste, and it says refillable. So as you can see,
nice. You're telling me that when you finish that, you can actually put more water in it?
yeah, who would have thought, right?
That's mind blowing, bro.
And look, you can
Mind blowing.
You can even write your name on it, dude.
Worth every penny.
Yeah.
Just get a Sharpie.
And it's got a super cool aesthetic looking, and it's like, it's metal, I think.
Yeah. You mean they didn't laser engrave that with your name for free?
No, I'm kind of upset about that.
Yeah, I would be too.
I think everyone as a human being deserves one of these for free with our name laser engraved on it.
How does the water taste?
It's pretty good.
Yep.
Hold on, guys. Check out the chat for a second. Brent Caldwell says, "What's up, guys?" Matt Dudley.
Can you link? Oh, never mind. I'll find this. It's easier to find your YouTube channel now for some reason.
Yeah, I was gonna go out, dude, but now I think I'm just gonna kick back. I'll probably fall asleep.
Go ahead and fall asleep, Matt. Do what you gotta do.
I mean, I'm gonna hang out with you guys, but I was gonna go meet this chick, but now I'm like, fuck it. Whatever.
Nah, fuck her, dude.
I'll be there for.
Does she like Ruby?
Yeah, try to lure her over to your house.
Her name is Ruby. Actually, her name is.
That's
Ruby.
the oldest trick in the book, bro.
Yeah.
Just come back and we'll code some Ruby.
Okay.
Sweet. Do a demonstration.
What's next? Make a call to make guess. Okay, we got that call. Okay, so now I guess we have to. We got no choice now, fellas. We got to do the hard function. So we have to actually make the logic for this function. So, okay. first I actually want to print out. I'm going to do puts. I'm going to say the secret word is plus secret s. What is it? At secret word. No. At secret word. And then I'm going to say puts. I'm going to say let's test this other variable. Get out of here. I'm going to say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say the secret word length is plus at secret word length. Okay. Then we're going to say, let me just print out all this stuff to make sure it works. The number of number of guesses is plus at num of guesses left, which should be 7. We already know the state's going to be guess, right? So
I have a question. I hope I'm not backtracking. Well, I'm probably backtracking a little bit with it, but the number of guesses you guys ended up deciding was the number of appendages on the hangman.
Let me see. Let me show you. Let's see if I can show you.
Sorry.
So look at this guy. Oh no, not that one. All right, whatever. JS Paint. Go super old school. Okay. So we had. So here's the hanging prop, right? Here's the little thing that probably shouldn't be named on here. So we have 1 because the head is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, where did we get the 7 from? Wait, I think we played one of those hangman games and it was 7, right? So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, is the neck?
Would it be the rope? Would it be the rope? That's the 7.
I mean, you know what better to be is we should just say how many. Let's say number of guesses in hangman. Let's see what this pulls up. Okay. Most frequently, the person is drawn in 6 parts or 6. Okay. All right. Fine.
I don't want a non-canonical hangman, bro.
Yeah.
Let's
Right.
stick to the book, please.
Yeah. Let's. So we're gonna have to go and change that fella over here from 7 to 6. So that's fine. Glad we confirmed that because that would have been weird to play. Okay. All right. Let's play.
If you change that to num of limbs, it might clear things up.
Num of guesses left, num of limbs.
Yeah.
Should I change this one too?
Yeah, just that one is all I mean. Num of guesses is still fine, right? That decrements over time.
Yeah.
Nice.
But at least when we load up this class a year from now and we read that, it's like, I don't have to make that hop, right?
Yes.
Good point.
Out. Okay. All right, let's run this guy. Let's run this puppet. Let's run it. Let's do it. Okay,
Run
great.
it.
Awesome. Look at it, dude. Look at this. Look at this fucking
Look at that.
beautiful
Dude,
hangman. Wow.
squat every day on that. Dude, squat every day on the hangman.
Dude, he's got some. That's a dude. They should. Dude, you know what? Like, who's the best gaming company in the whole world right now? Who's the most profitable one? Infinity Ward, dude. They should just hire me right now to just come and do their graphics. Look at
Yeah,
that.
for sure, bro.
God.
You need to put that up on like DeviantArt or whatever.
I'll make a hell of a tattoo, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that'd be a great tattoo. Anyone want to sign up? I'll pay for it.
Dude, Josh, it's the water that you've been drinking, bro. It's the water
Yeah.
that you've
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It must have been the water. Okay, the secret
it's
word
the
is like,
electrolytes. They make you more creative.
Yes.
okay, something happened. Okay, so this one got printed out. The secret word is liquid. Okay, and we're on. I guess it failed right here. So what does it say? CLI.RB initialize gameplay, make guess. Game.RB 34, which is the line that I said it was erroring out on. No implicit conversion of integer to string. dude. So this is can puts not handle strings. Okay, here we'll do this. I think it's dot to s, right?
Yes.
Maybe dot.
If you're wrong, your computer's gonna blow up, Josh.
Oh,
Just warning you.
dude. Oh fuck, dude. What do I do? Oh god.
I don't know. I wouldn't run that. I would hire a professional. I'm just kidding, bro.
All right, fuck it. I'm going in. Going in raw. Let's
Do it, baby. Fingers crossed. Boom.
Boom, bro.
Okay, so the secret word in this case was cat. The secret word's length is 3, which is correct. Cat's 3 letters.
Mhm.
Number of guesses is 6. Okay, let's try it one more time. See if it pulls up. Let's see what the next secret word is. Enter. Diamond 7, 6. Great. All right, everything's working. Obviously, we don't want to print this information out to the user. We can tell them. They need to know the word length, number of guesses left. So what I'm thinking here is that we're going to probably have a while loop containing most of this logic. And then it's going to prompt the user for a guess. We'll have to check. We'll have to make comparison if their guess is right or wrong. And then we're going to have to probably call in, we'll probably have to call in someone from the Ukraine to finish coding the rest of it.
I'm Infinity Ward.
Yeah, let's call the Ukraine Infinity Ward developers. Think we could just charge $25 to get the rest of it done? Probably, huh?
Yep.
Bruh, I do it.
That's inhumane. Hey, what if we just finish the rest of the series with us having to negotiate with someone from Upwork that's in Ukraine?
Yeah, for sure.
Would that be more entertaining or less?
Definitely more entertaining, I would say.
Okay. All right, let me go to Upwork now. Upwork. I'm just kidding. Okay. So first, let's handle the easy shit first in this function. So I need to print out. I need something that's automated that'll print out underscores in representation for this word length. So what we'll do is we'll have a for loop. Okay, we'll iterate through secret words length, and each iteration will print out one of the underscores, and we'll stop it at secret words length -1 or secret words length in general, something like that. I don't know. All right, so I don't remember for loops in Ruby, but let's see. For loop. Pretty sure the didn't we already figure out that geeksforgeeks.org. Didn't we already figure out the condition is going to be in the bottom?
Yes.
For loop. No, what is going on here? I do not. No. You guys already have enough of my information. Okay. For variable name, variable in expression due, code to be executed. So for a in, so maybe we can say for I in here. Let's do that. Let's do this. I'm not gonna speak it. I'm just gonna do it. So we're gonna say for I in at secret words length dot length. What is it? Dot le. Wait, yeah, right here. Dot length. Secret words length dot length open close params do puts underscore. Wow, can you? Yeah, you actually don't even have to wrap the parameters for puts in it. So that just makes me feel so uncomfortable, dude. Like, does it not? Like, okay. Clean it up a bit. All right, now let's see if this works. So, clear that, run that, enter. Okay, what's the issue here? Okay, make guess undefined method of length for integer, no method allowed. But, oh, secret words length is not an array. What am I thinking? What was I even thinking? We already got a number, so we don't even need that. Let's clean that up. Enter. What now? Undefined method each. Where is each?
Maybe it's missing each, right?
Line 37. For I Wait, 37.
So secret word length is an integer, right? And Ruby is trying to treat it like an enumerable, which it isn't, right? So you need 1 ... secret word length or something like that. You're trying to specify a range, not just a number.
Is that what that? Let's see. Yeah. Didn't we read about this last episode, Michael?
Yeah, we were looking at switch statements, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so is it 2 dots? Great. So one dot. Secret word length.
Secret word length. Okay. Cool.
Now let's try this. Okay.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We don't want to use puts then, because puts gonna put it on each one on a new line. So how to not
does the method dot chomp, does it put it all in one line, Josh? After each puts? I don't know. I haven't looked at it.
I think chomp has to do with input into the terminal. Oh, I didn't think about this was going to happen. Yeah, it definitely is going to happen. Okay, let me see. How to put something without a new line in Ruby. I still don't think this is going to work though, because each iteration is going to recall it again. So it would have to print all them out in the first iteration, which, let's see. Use print instead. You may want to follow it. I mean, we can try. We can try just print, but still going to do the same thing. 90% sure. Enter. Okay, now that worked. Okay, great. Is that 5 though?
Very
1,
nice.
2, 3, 5. Okay, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do
Put a space there.
Space.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna
So you
put
could
that
say-
good old spacer there, boy. Enter. 3. Okay. Wow. Beautiful. It's done. The deed has been done. Okay, I quit. I'll see y'all later. Just kidding. Okay, so we got that, and we can say, we can say, hey user, here's the length of the word that we want you to guess. So why don't you go ahead and look at it and just start guessing. So I guess first we don't need the secret word. We don't need these to be printed out. This can go bye-bye. Number of guesses is that. Here is your secret word.
Do you give them a? I guess this is going extra, but would you give them a hint of what the word is? Like if it's a.
I mean, we could, but then that would take we'd have to make a whole nother array that would have a hint. Or I mean, we could change this to to another map with a key value pair, and we could have a hint for each one, and we could print out the hint. That would probably be the easiest thing to do, but
It's just extra, huh?
wow, that's an explicit word. Who put that in there? One of you guys. Okay, what about? Let's begin. Number of guesses left is below. Let's begin. Let's make it all proper. Let's begin. Number of guesses left is wow. Below is the visual representation. I mean, do we even need to say that? If they're playing Hangman, they should know. Unless they were like me and didn't play Hangman before. Representation is probably spelled wrong. Below is visual representation of your word. Start guessing. Puts. Start guessing. 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 Okay. All right. Start guessing. see if that looks even like not. Let's see if that looks not shitty. Let's see. Welcome to Hangman. Enter. Let's get started. Let's begin. Wait, where's the let's get started coming from? That's got to be coming from CLI. Yeah. Huh? Okay. Get out of here. All right, do that again. Type enter. Let's begin. The number of guesses left is 6. Below is the visual representation of your word. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, that's a pretty strong visual representation. Start guessing. Booyah. Why is that not on a new line? Oh, you know what? Because, man, that's so dumb. Shouldn't. Man, okay, whatever. We'll just roll with it. Now we need. Should we wrap this in a while loop yet? No, we don't need to do that. Let's get one guess working first, and then we can route that into a while loop. I have no idea where to begin for the logic for this. So like,
you have to evaluate what the input's going to be, right? So if somebody just inputs a letter, you're just going to be like, if letter matches any letter in the word that's selected, the secret word, then you put that letter in one of the spaces, right?
Right, but how does the function know which space is represented by which letter? That's the hard part. So we actually are going to need secret word pulled into this function. Let me think. So we can have the secret word, and then maybe on the fly we can we need some sort of data type or data structure. If there was like a way that like we could have a key value pair, but one key and 2 different values that could associate, like a hash or something like that. But basically, we would need to iterate through that when if we can get that part down, we would have to iterate through that. And so let's say if the word is cat, they guess C, it would know print C there. Okay, obviously the user got that, so we'll exclude that from whatever our data structure is, and then the user can guess again.
Couldn't you also break down each of like the secret word? It's a string now, but couldn't you convert it into an array and then have each one of those indexes just be like a number pretty much, right? And then iterate through that array and then match whatever the guess is to one of the letters. And if it doesn't match, it'll send a fail. Does that make any sense?
Yes, you could do that, but then that part's doable. But then after that, how is it going to know which one of these blank representations is going to be replaced with it? Then we would have to change this and then print out like something else after it. Like we have to have a check, like if whatever, then I'm not even sure. We'd have to have a for loop inside of this for loop. I don't even know.
Well, what you could potentially end up doing is matching the indexes of the space. Well, we don't because all we're doing is putting out the spaces themselves, but they don't have a specific index because it's not an array. But what doesn't it come down to, like if that were to work, is like you'd have to match the space, which would be given an index, with the space that's guessed correctly from the word, right?
Yes.
Does that make any sense? It's kind of hard to like visualize.
No, I know what you're saying, but that's exactly what I want to do. But maybe we might not be able to do that. We might have to instead.
The hash idea that you said also sounded cool though, and if you want to elaborate on that as well.
Well, like, let me go back to the whiteboard. Where is that whiteboard app, dude? Like, why can't we just get? I'm pretty sure this was it. Yeah. Why didn't that? Okay. So if we have, let's say the word's cat. So CAT. Okay. These are all going to be keys. Okay. These are going to be keys. And then 1, 2, 3. It's the value. And then I also want another value called 1, 2, 3. So we would check so this one would have an association with 1. 2 would have an association with this underscore, and then 3 would also have an association with this underscore. So if the user entered C, right, we know that C maps to this value, which is an underscore, and this underscore is the first one in this little. Let's just say this is a representation of an array, right? If it's that first one, okay, it's got a primary key. We'll call it a primary key of 1. So then for cat, if the user entered C, C is equal to 1. So now we only have to print out C blank. Something like that. I mean, I know that was kind of like stupid, but
so the 1 holds the value that you're looking for, right? Which is the C.
yeah.
Okay. So
I mean, maybe we could just say we could just create a key value pair of the words with the value of the word just incrementing up in numbers, and then based off of what number it is, then we can end that for loop the second time. Well, yeah, we couldn't end it because if we ended it, so let's say we'll end it at 1. Well, then it would just then in that case the current for loop we have would just print out 1 of these and then not print out the other 2 underscores. We don't even want that. We just want it print C underscore, right? I don't know, man. Might need to do some research before we get back to this shit. This is not going to be. It ain't easy. It ain't sleazy. But
it is sleazy.
It is sleazy.
Holy shit.
That's how I feel. I had a handle for all this shit, dude. I mean, I'm just trying to brainstorm. I don't even know.
Mike, what do you think?
So usually, yeah, what I would do is look at your edge cases, right? And that can help to point you in the direction of the right data structure for storing your game state, or like how much of your word has been guessed, right? So most of the words that are going to be in this game are less than like 1 million letters long. But let's just say that they were 1 million letters long, right? We'll look at an extreme case so we can see, okay, is this good or is this bad? So imagine that I have my secret word picked and it's the string ABC 1 million times, right?
Okay.
So this secret word is 3 million letters long, but it's only comprised of 3 letters.
Yes.
So do I need to keep track at all times of whether a particular letter index in my secret word has been guessed? Do I need to track that at the positional level?
When you say index, you mean so if A is indexed by 1, right, and so on and so forth?
Well, so I mean in terms of your secret word in total, right? So you have 3 million indices.
No, we don't, because in that case,
Right.
you can keep track of the letter, right?
Right. Exactly. So you can, just like you were saying earlier, dynamically generating basically a representation of how much of the word have you guessed and what is still left to be guessed. In this example, you only need to store a hash table with 3 entries, A, B, and C. That's the maximum number of entries, right? So let's look at a more realistic example. Maybe our word is 500 letters long and we're working with the English alphabet. So we have 26 letters, right? So we know that our hash table is never going to have more than 26 entries, right? So what I would do is this. So right now we have code for outputting basically the very beginning of a game where it's all underscores because none of the letters have been guessed, right?
Yes.
So we have code that's like for one, from 1 to number of letters in our word, print out underscore, 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 underscore. So let's take that function, that code that we've written, move it into its own method. And what that method is going to do is it's going to get called with no arguments, and it's going to return a string representation. So just like we're outputting straight to standard output right now, but it's going to be more useful if we can have the game pass that representation just as a string, so we can do stuff with it if we want to. So what I would do is, let's take that for loop that Josh wrote, where we have one ... length of our secret word.
Put it somewhere
and instead
else.
let's move that into its own method. And in this case, instead of just having a hard coded print out underscore, what we'll do is we'll say if this if the letter at this index position in our secret word has an entry in our hash table, print out that letter. And if there's no entry found yet, print out an underscore. And so anytime we need a visual representation of the state of our game, like for example, to pass back to CLI so it can display it, we'll always do this on the fly. Because even if our secret word is 1 million letters long, a computer is going to rip through that. Right? So we're gonna take the underscore code that we wrote, and we're gonna generalize it. So instead of only being able to represent the very beginning state of a game, it will represent any state, right?
Yes, I love it.
All that needs to get set up right now is that hash table data structure in your game's initializer, and then make guess is going to take a letter as an argument. So one of the design goals that you want for your game class is you want it to be completely independent of standard input, standard output, right? So you want your CLI class to be completely responsible for the interface. That includes how it gets a letter from the user and how it presents things back to the user, right? So your CLI class as it exists right now is basically a standard input output CLI. But you might want to write a CLI that works over HTTP so you can play it remotely if you want, right? The game itself doesn't need to change. So the game's responsible for taking in data and passing back data. And how specifically that data gets rendered is going to be up to whatever CLI you've implemented.
Oh, okay. That's really cool. Yeah. So the CLI pretty much all it really does is just take that input, and then we have a bunch of machinery that's the game behind it. Okay. Cool.
Exactly. So thinking back to that state graph, game.rb is just a little automaton. It's just a little robot, and it goes from state to state, and you poke it by here's a letter, here's a letter, here's a letter. Oh, I died. Oh, okay. That's not great. All the game needs to know how to do is transition, make sure it's in the right state at all times, and report back information to us, the caller, about, well, what's the current state of our game? Do we have more guesses left? Have we died yet? What letters have we already guessed, for example? Because we might want the CLI to be able to render out all of the bad guesses that we guessed already, so that we don't repeat a bad guess. So I guessed the letter L. There's no L's. If this was a really long letter or secret word, maybe I forgot that I already guessed L, and we don't really want to let the user make that mistake. So it's helpful to surface, okay, all of the letters that did belong in the secret word, you're going to see it in that representation with underscores. All of the letters you didn't get, maybe we put them somewhere else in the interface.
Correct.
Beautiful. Okay. Just one tiny, very tiny issue. I don't know what to name that function. I don't know what to name this function. You know, I'm terrible with the names.
What does the function do? What's its
prints
job?
out the word length in
black.
So you don't have to think about it in terms of printing, right? Because we already said we don't want our game class to be printing anything.
display
or displaying stuff. This is just data. It's just returning data back to a caller who in this case is our CLI.RB, right?
Yeah.
So just like you have your get game state method, which currently returns a string, this method that you're implementing right now can also just return a string. So for example, that like your string of underscores, you could have this method still build up that same string at the very beginning of a game. The only difference is instead of printing it out itself, it passes it back to CLI, right? And CLI can print it. So one thing I'm thinking here is that in your CLI class on wherever you call make guess, right? Any useful information that you want to surface to the user, I would do that in your CLI class before and or after you call make guess. So make guess is just moving the machine from one state to another potentially, or just bringing it back into the guess state, right? So if you want to output, let's begin, the number of guesses left is blah, I would do that prior to calling game.makeGuess. And I would make sure that your game class is capable of providing the information to your caller so that it can output that information, right? So for example, you have num of guesses left dot to string, because we don't want game.rb to be writing stuff to standard output with puts. Give your game class the ability to return num of guesses left to anyone who calls it at any time.
Should that be a separate function too for each one of those?
So it's up to you, right? You could choose to either implement a method on game that returns individual pieces of information about the state of the game. So for example, the function that you're on right now, line 42, that could be responsible for returning a string that's like underscore s underscore t underscore, right? And you could have a separate method that returns number of guesses left. But from a caller's point of view, it's probably going to be worthwhile to implement one function that returns all of that information together, so that when someone wants to implement a front end for your game, they don't have to be familiar with all of these different getters.
Right.
They can just say get game state, and they get a map of any keys and values that are useful. So you would have a key, number of guesses left, value 7, key, current state of the word, value, underscore, AB, underscore, right? And you just need to make sure that your game provides all the information that a caller might need, right?
So for this one, say get current state of word. Let's see, def.
And this is why I talk about writing your usage code first. So if you already had all of the outputs that you wanted in CLI.RB, you could just kind of scan through it real quick and know, okay, I need this bit of data, this bit of data, this bit of data, right? So you know that when you're implementing get game state, you're including everything that your CLI is going to need.
Okay. I guess I don't have to return it as two string here, but anyway.
So, Mike, so your game state is just being held in is going to be held in a hash then, which is just an object, right?
Yeah. So your game class might store those bits of information as just instance variables, just like you have secret, like, I mean, you're not going to return secret word probably, but you just like you have secret word length or you have current state, you have those things stored as instance variables. It's just that in that interface between game and CLI, you package them up on demand into a map and you hand the map over.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
you could store all those variables in all these various different ways inside of the game class itself. But when a caller wants some kind of data representation, it'll package it up into maybe a easier to use format.
For the CLI, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Very nice.
So we can call that function there. Fuck, I was just thinking about a problem that was going to happen. Okay, so for this one, I want this.
So
Go ahead.
I'm just thinking real quick. This is up to you, but for something like get num of guesses, you're totally fine to just return that as an integer, right?
Yeah. I
As
said
opposed
we
to
didn't have to turn it as two string. I could just two string it over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I mean, there's no harm in it, but just generally speaking, maybe you're the game you're implementing, maybe that variable, the caller might want to do things like add 1 to it or take like 100 and minus that number. Obviously that's not the case with hangman.
Let's make
But I would just generally say have your game return data in the most useful format that it can. So if you're returning key value pairs that store numbers, don't return them as strings of numbers, because if the client wants to do anything with that, it's going to have to take additional steps, right?
Yes. You can do that. Then in here I can just say num of guesses dot two string 2s. Don't forget the plus that. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna have an issue with having this out there. If we do, I guess we'll fix it when we get to it. But what I'm thinking is, I want this function, I want this function to keep track of the current state of the word and then return we don't have to print it, right? We can just return this guy right here. But if this function is not being called inside make guess, what does play do? Yeah, play makes a call to make guess. Okay, the make guess calls make guess in here. And yeah, so I guess I was worried about having to pass in the secret word.
You shouldn't have to do that. So your make guess function should take an argument.
What argument should it take?
It's going to take a letter.
Okay, should I? But if just thinking about this function, should this take in a parameter, or should I just set this equal to that variable out there?
No. Yeah, get current state of word should not take any arguments.
Okay.
You should be able to call it at any point in time. It always gives you a string back.
Okay, that's what I was concerned about. So yeah, because I don't want. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to have to be dependent off that function being called and pass something in elsewhere. I want to just be able to call it on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. It's an on the fly method. It's going to build up a string and return it anytime you want, because it's building that string based on some underlying data structure. And in our case for hangman, it's going to be a hash table with letters and like a Boolean. So you have A true, B true. C isn't in the hash table, which means we haven't guessed it yet.
Start cleaning this stuff up too. All these functions need to have declarations at the top. Obviously that one does already. Let's see.
And just check out line 45 in your game too, because you want to remove that typecast before you return the number.
Did I not? Yeah, that's right. I didn't remove that. Okay, beautiful. Number of guesses left. We're two stringing it in here, but we're still storing it as a number in this variable. But just to display it. So enter happens. Let's get started. Number of guesses left is that. Then play is going to call. We're going to get the state, and we're going to get the state's guess. We're going to make a call to make guess. We actually don't want any. Now we don't need any of this logic. Beautiful. Let me just put puts in here.
Yeah.
For debugging purposes. Here now in make guess func. Here now in make guess func. Okay.
So do you want to output the number? Do you want to tell the player how many guesses are left only when they begin the game, or every time before they make a guess?
Every time.
Yeah. So you would want that to be within your play function, because when you call play, that method, that function shouldn't return until the game is over, right?
Okay.
Depending on how you want to design this.
Then can I keep, I'm also concerned about this function,
Mhm.
that variable
Mhm.
being inside one of these functions. But yeah, let's just try that, and then let's just say, I don't want this to be. I do want that to be in the play function.
Mhm.
Just print it out. Wait, what did I just do? What did I fat finger this time?
You're in game now.
Okay, I knew it. Just knew something went wrong. Why? Okay, cool. Number of guesses left isn't about the play function. Let me just run it. Make sure I can figure out what's going on. No, it's broken. CLS. Okay. Ruby. Okay, enter. Let's give. Sorry, the number of guesses left is we are now. Okay, so we actually did get into that function. Great. Let me see. Get current state of word. I want to make a call to that inside of the. Let's see. Let me just randomly. I mean, just make sure that this is gonna work.
So you're trying to make the get current state of work function a call to that in your CLI, right? Yep.
Yes. String this game. At game dot was it get current state of word. Okay, you don't need. Stop making me open up game. It's one of you guys making me do that, isn't it? Stop it. Okay. Where was I at? So we have word string, and that's going to be equal to the returned contents of this word string. And I just want to say, let's just try to do that. The state of the word is plus word string. It's already a string. We shouldn't have to two string that. That should not be a problem.
So real quick, your get current state of word, you probably need to initialize word string to an empty string before you start adding to it, right?
Why would we have a problem with just doing it both in one?
I mean, if your word string variable isn't declared yet and you use plus equals, does that also work as a declaration or is that an error?
Oh no, let's do it as I'll run it as empty string.
Yeah, try it without and with.
Yeah, let's find out. Enter. Let's see, and it is at game.rb48. Yeah. So what does it say? Block in get current state of word undefined method plus for nil. Okay. Yeah. Then I guess maybe we do have to instantiate it as an empty string first. Okay.
Because that's kind of like saying a plus equals 2 when a doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, I guess. I wonder if the issue with that is that if it doesn't know that it's a string, but does it know that it's a string because we're plus?
Well,
equal.
you're saying, hey Ruby, add this value to this thing, and Ruby doesn't know what that thing is yet.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck am I? Okay, cool. This is why I don't like dynamically allocated variables. Okay, enter. So the state of the word is 4. We are now in the make guess function. Okay, and just to make sure we get a different outcome this time that's not 4. 3. Just gotta be double check. I guess that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, great.
Very nice.
Everything works beautifully. We got, wow. Jesus, what are we gonna do? We're just we're smart guys.
Wicked sick.
The sound that I hear every morning when I wake up and step my foot out of bed.
You gotta program that subconscious the first thing you do in the morning. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Offie? Offie Kingdom in the house. Spider Tech 500. What's up, guys?
Spider Tech 500.
Max Dignation. Is it Max? Is it Max Dignitas? Dignacious. Dignitas. Matt
nice.
W. Matt W. Who's wait, is that Is that our Matt? Is that our Matt in there?
Matt W.
Yeah. Is that our guy? I don't know. Okay, so all right, everything's pretty like. Okay, we did a pretty solid job. We probably did more. We probably got more done. And how long have we been streaming for? Let me see. Won't even tell me anymore. Let's see.
About an hour, bro.
Yeah, we've got more done in the hour than we have in like the last 2 episodes. So what you guys want to do? Shall we continue? Shall we?
I kind of want to make a guess, man.
You want to make a guess?
Yeah.
Okay, then we have to actually. Now we have to actually do the logic in here. Okay. That's the
Josh,
part.
Josh,
Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
could you change it to the RuneScape playlist, the music?
Yes, we can. Although I had some feedback. Someone was like, "What the fuck kind of music was that? It was terrible." And I was like, "Dude,
Fuck
get the
them.
fuck. Don't ever talk to me again. You just insulted the theme song of my childhood." I can see what we can find. Let's see. Let's see.
Switch it up for the second half.
Sea Shanty 2. Hey, Michael, do you remember the fucking oh wait, here's a good one. Trap remix. All right.
Trap remix.
Do you remember the meme? The gnome meme?
Oh yeah, this dude.
Damn, son.
Buying GF, dude. My friend, dude, like my friend from high school has a shirt and it's like it says buying GF. Let's see if we can find it. Buying GF shirt.
With the yellow text.
Oh my
That's
god.
solid. That's solid.
It's pixelated text too, dude.
You
How
should
much
buy
is this
that.
shit? $16.99. Women's comfort tee. Oh wow, dude. But she's gonna buy a GF. How's she gonna do that?
Fuck it.
Well,
Is this the trap version of RuneScape playing?
yes. Yes. Wow, dude. I have to get this. What is this? What is this one? I walk this lonely road. That was not that great. Got any other funny
I don't know
ones?
that reference.
I don't know that reference. I think that's from like a music video or something. Like a RuneScape music video. Draenor. I mean, none of these are very nice. Wow, it was all a dream. I need to get, dude. I gotta stop what I'm doing. I gotta buy this pillow right now. They got me. Oh wow. Fuck out of here with that shit. Okay, so I have no idea what to do with this make guess function. No idea.
So what should the function accomplish if someone's using it? What should they expect it's gonna do?
Yeah, I'm trying a hard time thinking about that. Okay, so
Make a guess.
this function gets called. The user, it needs to accommodate for the user makes a guess, right? The user makes a guess, and then it should be able to respond to the function calling it whether or not that guess was correct or wrong, and then current state of the word needs to get updated, or the word, whatever the word is for the current state of the word needs to get updated, and then also number of guesses left needs to get updated. So,
But I would argue that this make guess function doesn't need to return anything, because your CLI already has the capability of fetching the current state of the game, all these variables, whenever it wants. So your CLI class just needs to trust that if it calls make guess and passes it a letter, that machinery is going to move into whatever state it needs to, so that the next time CLI talks the game's going to be in that new state.
okay.
So then all it has to do, make guess, all it is affect that hash, those key value pairings, and then just return it to the CLI, right? So
I'm saying you don't necessarily have to return anything. Like you could have make guess return whatever get game state returns, or you could just have your caller call get game state after it's made a guess to check and see, okay, did we win? Did we lose? Do we make another guess? What's the deal?
okay, gotcha.
How are we going to change the current state of the word? Is that function going to need to take in an argument?
So remember, your game class doesn't fuck with standard input, standard output at all.
No, yeah.
So if you want to interact with it, you need to be passing it data. So in this case, for making a guess, we're passing it a letter as a string.
Right, but is the make guess function? You said doesn't need to return anything. It's not returning anything, and is it also not updating the number of guesses or the word string? It's not updating those two either. We're gonna do that in play as well.
No. So certain bits of the game state are going to be the responsibility of game to keep up to date, right?
Mm-hmm.
So number of guesses, no one gets to decide that value except for your game, right? So when you call make guess and you make an incorrect guess, your game is responsible for decrementing its number of guesses property, right? Number of guesses left, right?
So is the make guess function going to be doing that?
Yeah, because that's the main function where you're driving this thing forward.
Okay. Then I guess let's just say it decrements by 1. This function that returns number of guesses left should still accommodate. It should still know, since that number of guesses left is a, I guess we could say it's a global variable.
Well, it's an instance variable.
Yeah, it is. So then that should be okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful. Dude, are you drinking not without me, dude? Thanks for the invite. Wow. Dude,
I waited like an hour into the stream.
It's a kombucha, bro.
It's nothing special, bro. This is Blue Moon.
Oh,
Blue Moon, dude. They have all those like fucking girly like sparkling hard seltzers now, and it's like only 2 grams of carbs.
White Claw.
They're just like White Claws, but now they have like fucking 30 brands of them now.
TBH, they ran out.
TBH, so a White Claw is still pretty heavy, dude. They're like over 100 calories. So if you're putting down like 2 White Claws, you're probably at 300 calories per 2 White Claws.
Yeah, dude, just because they advertise by saying only 2 grams of carbs, because I guess people don't assume that alcohol
is calories.
Calories too. Yeah. So yeah, maybe it only has 20 grams. Maybe it only has how many calories is in a carb? 4. So maybe it only has 8 calories from the 2 carbs in there, but then it's also got like 100 plus 8 plus 150 of the calories of alcohol grams.
Alcohol's like 13 or something. It's way up there.
Is it higher than fat? Let me see. How many?
It's way. Oh yeah. Isn't it like 12 or 13? It's like the highest one.
Crazy. Yeah, dude. After I go out and if I drink beer the next day, dude, all of the definition that I have in my stomach is gone, bro.
Yeah.
Like no lie. But I think
which things happens for me.
Yeah.
I either get really dried up from drinking alcohol, and then I look like super peeled the next day, or the exact opposite happens, just like you said, Fido.
Yeah, I just look super fucking bloated, and I hate it.
Well, alcohol is a diuretic, so you would think that if you knocked a couple back in the morning, you would look more shredded.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it has to. I think it also has to do how my body responds to the gluten in however the alcohol is produced. So I don't know. I could be wrong though.
Yeah. You'll also notice different drinks have different effects on like how you look. But the thing is because when you drink alcohol, right, if you're not consuming water throughout the night as well, your aldosterone levels raise. And so your body, which aldosterone is a hormone that regulates fluid retention in your body essentially.
Okay.
And so then your body will panic because it's like, fuck, I don't have any fluid in me. I'm pissing all this fluid out. And so then let's say you get up from your bed at like 4 a.m, you start chugging water, right? Then next thing you know, it's like 8 a.m. and you've chugged like maybe like a gallon and a half of water in desperation because you're thirsty, right? Because you're hungover. Then your body, that gallon and a half that your body just got, your body's like, fuck, I gotta keep all this on me, and I gotta like keep it for the next 24 hours because I just went through a fucking drought. So that's basically why.
Oh, that makes sense.
I see.
Yes.
Damn.
This says there's. Wait, I want to do just regular.
Type like gram of alcohol calories. What the?
That's definitely not true.
I don't know if it.
What's that first under people also ask?
I don't
How
know
many
if
kcal are in a gram?
7.
Is it 7?
Yeah.
Oh wow! I thought it was way higher.
Fat's still the highest, but it's not that much higher than alcohol, right? And
Wow,
then
okay.
protein and carbs are 4 calories. So like,
Mhm.
yeah, no. But now what I was saying is that I saw a bunch of those like seltzers at Whole Foods, and I was like, man, they have like 8 different kind of bougie looking brands of this now. I'm gonna try some out, but I didn't.
Oh,
That was gonna be a good boy. But if I knew you were gonna be drinking, I would have
Snapping up that sorority market, bro.
Dude, should I Postmate some over here right now? Just kidding. Okay.
I just kind of assumed like it's Friday night, so I didn't know I had to like send you a post-it note that said.
It's Saturday now.
Oh,
it's
is
Saturday.
it? Is it Saturday?
Bro, dude, have you guys been
Bro.
losing track of your days since the
yes,
quarantine?
dude.
sure,
I'm going
bro,
insane.
for sure.
Oh my god, bro.
Dude, I really don't
It's
like
definitely a
working-
factor.
I don't like working from home. Like,
Okay.
I did it all December, and it was cool. And then I got to go back, and it was cool. And then now it's
Yeah.
like, here, if I could do this, if I could work from home and work,
Alternate
yeah, whenever I wanted,
like every 2 weeks or something. I don't know.
yeah, that would be cool.
I
Wouldn't it?
wouldn't mind that.
Can you knock out work like can you knock out serious work at a coffee shop?
Yes, I can.
You
I
can
can.
plug in and you really could focus.
Yeah, I can focus better at a coffee shop than my house sometimes. And then, I mean, look, it all depends on what mood I'm in. But the reason why I like going to work is like the act of like getting up in the morning, getting dressed in nice clothes, right? And then I'll hit the coffee shop on my stop on the way to work, and then I'll get into work in the office. And then, but working in the office can suck sometimes too, because then like, it depends what company you work for, right? So if you're working for one of those companies that it's like, if you are not at your desk, except for like your 30 minutes to an hour of lunch, right? Like you even go to the bathroom, right? People freak out and like, you need to track that 2.5 minutes you went to the bathroom to go piss or whatever, or to take a phone call from your fucking doctor because your dog has cancer and he's dying, right? Like, then that sucks, right? Then that sucks. But if you're at another company that I used to work for that's like super chill, then like, yeah, like it going to the office would be great, because if you're like, hey, I want to play ping pong, I'm just going to get up and go play ping pong, then it's all good.
Right.
So it all depends. If it's like one of the old social contract companies, I'd say that would suck. But if it's a newer, like hip, cool, quasi startup vibe, right, then I guess, wouldn't be too bad. But still, there are some times where I just want to compartmentalize myself and just work from home, because I don't want to talk to people or have what I call drive-bys, where people will just come drive by your desk and be like, what's
Just
up, dude?
distract you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The coffee
guys-
shops.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the coffee shop's cool because like you could plug away at work, and then like if you see a cute girl walk by like in the street, you could go up and talk to her. So you could balance it out, and it's actually really nice because you're so fucking geared in, like plugged in, and then you contrast it with like a nice social experience.
Yeah.
And you come back, you're like all fucking refreshed, and you're just like, yeah, I'm really fucking excited to do my work.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Dude, and plus dude, sometimes I'll fucking get dressed up and almost wear like a half suit still and like work from home because I miss fucking getting dressed up for work. It's
Yeah,
like,
the ritual's important.
as much as I hated that when I first graduated college, now I just want to do it.
Starting your day without leaving your house just feels kind of weird. So I'll get up, drink coffee, and go take a walk just to feel like I walked out the front door to go somewhere, even if it wasn't really to go anywhere.
I literally do the same thing, Michael. I literally go do the same thing, except I actually go grab a coffee and then I'll go walk like a lap in City Park and try to save turtles from getting hit by cars.
And you do it, Josh. You do it.
Yes, I do.
Turtle saving. That
saw
sounds like a
your
really nice
Instagram.
way. That sounds like a really nice way to start your day. Just wanted to say that.
Dude, but that fucker tried to bite me, dude. He was literally in the middle of the road and cars were like zooming past him, and I stopped my car right at a turn so someone could have fucking hit me. And I got out of the car and I picked his ass up and I ran over, and some guy on a bike was like, "Wow, good job." So the guy on the bike fucking praised me, and then the turtle tried to like put his head back and bite me. I was like, dude, you ungrateful little fucking bastard. I'm trying to fucking save you could have been fucking hit by a car, and then you would have been squirrel's dinner, and then you're just gonna try to bite me.
And then you threw it like a football.
I wanted to, but I let him
Into the
free.
water.
Yes, into the water.
Into the water.
I started walking close to water, and I dropped him off close to water, but it was a box tortoise. So I didn't want him to like thought about putting him next to water and like, here, you
Yeah.
thirsty, have a sip, and if he fell in, he would have been fucked. But
Can't they all swim though? I thought turtles could swim.
yeah, I think all the other ones can swim still too. They're all Gucci, baby.
Hmm.
Michael, are you guys back at the office over there at Microsoft yet, or not?
No, they're painting all of the offices pink. Just everything's pink.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
All
we're
of
waiting
it.
on that.
As soon as they're all bright pink. Wait, they're not.
Yeah.
So they're not going to go for rainbow this time.
Well, they do it by office building. So like our building is pink, but the building across from the cafe, that's like the yellow one. But if you look at it from the Google Maps, then it's the whole rainbow.
And then every color is a different vibe, right?
Yeah. So like the
okay.
flowers that they put in there to decorate is all
Yeah.
different. Like we get lilacs.
It's very
Wow.
specific.
Yeah.
Wow.
They change out the carpet and everything. Like they do a pretty good job.
I'm sure it smells nice.
For real. Like lavender.
Holy shit.
That's incredible, dude. I can't believe they do that. I'm so
Yeah,
jealous.
yeah.
Dude. Fuck. I'm gonna come over right now. I'm just gonna quit my job and just come.
Come hang out, bro.
Dude, I need to. So
You guys
we
are
have
welcome.
to wait.
Come to the bay.
Let's see. So we're at June,
Yeah,
July.
we're at the very beginning of. Well, it's almost July, right? How many days until July?
Not very many, dude. So we have
It's like 5, right?
One,
Four.
two, three.
July's only 31st. I'm trying to
Four?
count down the months till Hot Dude House. So we have June, 1 month, or July, August, September, October. So we have about 4 months till Hot Dude House.
Because is it confirmed October or like we're just playing it by ear right now?
I'm Rule Zero event. It's gonna be based. It's got to be during the Rule Zero event, right? So
That was the intent.
yeah. So if Rule Zero event, which is currently being planned to be in October,
Yeah.
but if that goes on in October, then yeah. But I mean, dude, who the fuck knows? Like, if all the NPCs are like second wave coming, and then everything gets shut down again. They're already trying to shut down shit in the fucking city of New Orleans because our mayor here is a beautiful, strong, independent, brilliant, amazing, extremely economically savvy when it comes to a city based off of tourism. Right? She's extremely economically savvy. So
Very
and,
nice.
yeah,
Very nice.
Yeah.
Because
I
because
heard
of that.
Very competent.
The sentiment in Vegas was like people at this point don't really care what the governor has to say, and everybody wants to reopen.
As they should, dude. Fuck. I mean, dude. Don't even get me started.
Sure.
If we have cities, okay, that aren't Silicon Valley, okay, so not primarily tech based. Let's just look at New Orleans, for example. We started growing into a quote unquote tech based city about 2018. Okay. We had some tech companies here prior to, okay, and those were relatively big, but they were few and far in between, right? They were sparse. The governor of Louisiana in 2018 made all these crazy tax incentives for all these companies to come out here and hire literally thousands of developers and QAs and BAs, just people in the tech industry in general, right?
Yeah.
And if they met a certain hiring requirement threshold, they could get literally millions of dollars spared to them in taxes, right? So they started doing that, but at the same time, this city. So we have we have some manufacturing plants here and not, but I'd still say probably 65-70% of the city's income is based off of tourism and restaurants, right? We're literally
What's that number again? You said like 75?
65. Let's just say it's 65, right?
Okay.
That's still like
So
really
2/3.
high. Yeah, that's still really
super high.
So a majority of these people that aren't engineers or doctors or lawyers, right? The common folk, they're not going to be able to. They're literally going to be forced to be dependent off of income from the state for over a year, right? And so if that happens, and like I said, like a lot of these people or I didn't say this, but a lot of these people are making more money doing that than before, right? So what happens?
That's a fact.
Yeah, that is fact. So what happens if it's time for things to open back up. They're not going to want to, I wouldn't want to fucking go back either. They're not going to want to go back to work. So then like, what happens to the city? Well, like if 65% of our like revenue is tourist based, then like, oh, well, sayonara to go and be a tourist in New Orleans, can't even find a fucking hotel to sleep at, right? I don't know if that's actually going to happen, but like, bottom line is that all that money that could be spent to better the city and to continue, because the city has made some serious leaps and jumps in the last decade. It could have gone a lot better than it has, but slowly we've made, especially the last 4 years, we've made a lot of like progress. And if that money is being spent to keep people afloat, right, and they can't get back to work, and maybe some of them want to go back to work, and maybe some of them actually were making more money and they want to go back to work, then like they can't. So because she doesn't want to enter phase 2 because we're just basically stuck where we're at, which is like, you know, whatever. What can you do? You can either
most people want to get back to work. I think most people do.
I would agree.
I would too, man. I would be fucking miserable. I would be
for sure. If you don't have something to keep you occupied.
Well, and I think there's also like there's the like what you said, Mike, is really important, because if you have something to keep you occupied, it kind of keeps you insulated from a lot of the BS.
Yeah,
which is,
well,
like, super valuable.
Absolutely.
And what I was gonna say though is that not everybody has that. So like I'm sure people's like psyches are all jacked up right now. Like
dude.
Completely off the rocker, honestly.
For sure. I'd say
so.
If
you have nothing, if there's nothing else competing for your time and all you can do is watch CNN or watch YouTube.
Yeah, dude, like your brain is completely melted. You know,
is that what they want?
You don't even know where what's left and what's right. You know,
is that maybe what they want though? They want all this to stay inside, watch CNN, watch the news,
security. You know, so like it maybe gives them a sense of weird sense of comfort.
What I'm thinking though is like they want those motherfuckers. They want everybody inside. They don't want everyone to they want everyone inside forced to stare at the TV, right? They stare at the TV. I mean, we already know, all three of us in here in this group, we already, like, you guys all believe brainwashing, right? We try to brainwash ourselves literally on a daily basis
positive and negative.
Right. So if you sit at the news all day long and you hear doom and gloom, doom and gloom, doom and gloom, second wave coming, second wave coming, second wave coming, don't go outside, don't go outside, don't go outside. Wear a mask, right? It doesn't matter what the mask is made of. Doesn't matter what the mask is made of, just as long as you wear anything, right? You just fucking, you see this microfiber towel.
Yeah. Dude, they have crochet masks on Etsy now.
Oh, cute.
I mean, dude, that's just fucking people trying to.
They're fashionable as hell.
Yeah, like, it's a fashion statement. It shows that you're compliant, that you're woke, I guess. I don't fucking know. This whole thing is a giant mess. I don't know what we're going to do, boys. I don't know what we're going to do. Besides, I guess
just got to keep coding.
Yeah, just got to keep coding and continue on our path.
It's all you can do sometimes. Keep on coding.
Yeah, man. I mean, legitimately, I'm grateful to have just kind of that centrality in terms of like the focus, in terms of my focus, and I'm sure you guys are too, with having your bigger goals and your bigger purpose. Because at the end of the day, it really does it almost gives you kind of a mental fortress for you to deal with most of the things that go on around you, right? And yeah, dude, it's important.
Okay. Let me see.
We went on a hella tangent.
Yeah, it's all good. I like doing it the last 30 minutes of the show or whatever, just doing something else. But we're at an hour. We're at almost an hour 45. So we can't hear. But real quick before we do that, let's make sure we know where we left off at.
Sure. Let's get the wrap up.
Yeah. Okay. So we pulled in a lot of variables into the play function. We should be able to keep track of these variables. We have a get num guesses function now for the number of guesses. We have a get current word state now function, and we also did we removed everything from the make guess function except for this puts, which is a debugger. It was for testing. Right, we still need to make logic for. We just need to do. Let's say to do. Oh, we have the to do there. Logic for a guess. We have to. Okay, we don't have to make this to do anymore. Yeah, I guess the only thing left now is to do for the logic for the make guess. And then the logic for these two functions, which is really not that much. We might have to make some more functions in here, potentially, and maybe one or two more functions in here. I don't know how much play is going to do. So what else we changed? We also decided that we're going to change number of limbs from 7 to 6 because I don't know why we fucking put 7, but we did. And then we also, no changes here. No changes here. We saw this, the case is still the same. So yeah, that's where we're going to leave off at. And any final words, gentlemen? Any final words?
I love the rainbow colors.
Me too.
Mhm.
I also love the rainbow. Love everyone, everything, every human being on this planet. Every
If I could have arms that were long enough to hug every single human being
me too, dude.
and
I would
bring
just go
them
ahead.
in closer to me and whisper in their ear, "I love you."
You know what else?
I would do
You know
that.
what? I really want to give $1,200 checks to every person in this country as well. I just
you
really
go.
want to do that because I think it's a great idea.
So generous.
Actually,
So
while we're
lovely.
at it, hey, do you think we could just can we just get the treasury to just print out like $6 trillion for us to do
That's
that?
That
not
would never.
possible.
That would never happen, dude.
You don't
Not
think?
a
Yeah,
chance.
That's
probably
weird,
not.
bro. Yeah,
Too far fetched, right? That would never
Yeah.
fucking happen.
absolutely not. Absolutely
Now
not.
we're just thinking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay,
All right,
stay
boys.
grounded.
Good night.
Right.
Good flight. I'll see you guys in the chat.
See you guys.
Deuces.